Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this beautiful 2017 QX30 Premium all-wheel drive. I can say this with a lot of confidence. This is probably the nicest, or one of the nicest 2017 QX30s for sale, if not in the West Coast, possibly the entire country, for a couple of different reasons. Reason number one, it only has 4,976 miles. For 2017, most people average 10,000 miles a year. We got this off lease, so obviously the lease customer lost out because the lowest mileage you can do on an Infiniti lease is 10,000 miles a year. You can't go any lower than that, and if you don't use those miles, you lose them. And people might ask, how is it possible this car could have such low miles? Well, you have one spectrum of off-lease cars that have super low miles, and then you have another spectrum of off-lease cars that have super high miles. On the higher end of the spectrum, sometimes I've seen lease cars with 70, 80,000 miles on them. Unfortunately, those people, if they don't buy their lease out, they have to pay a pretty hefty penalty. Luckily, this customer didn't have to pay a penalty. And people have different lifestyles. Some people are retired, they don't work, they don't commute much. Maybe everything, everywhere they need to go, the market, Costco, wherever they need to get their things to live is pretty close by, so then put that many miles in their car. Some people have multiple vehicles, like in my household we have 3 vehicles between 2 drivers, so we don't put as many miles on our cars because we have 3 vehicles to drive. Some people travel for work, they're not home that often. They might not put that many miles on that way, and sometimes people who are retired, we actually run into this quite often, is that they have other places where they live. We have customers quite often that are retired and they have a second residence like in the Palm Desert, so they probably have vehicles down there that they drive. So there's a number of reasons. We didn't take this one off lease at our store, it came in at another store, so I'm just speculating. I don't know the real reason it has such low miles, but there's no mistaking it, there's no cheating, lying, or trickery. It only has 4,976 miles at the time of making this video. So that's number one reason why it's probably one of the nicest 2017 QX30s for sale. Number two is this is just decked out with options. This is pretty much as loaded as you can get for a QX30. And even the 2019 models, I don't think they had all these options in 2019. They dropped some of them. So if you're looking for a really nice QX30, you like the options and color combination, this one is definitely worth a look. Beautiful color combination in chestnut bronze. And this one has the Cafe Teak theme package. So I'll kind of go over all the options here, and of course we can print you out a copy, email to you, or print up one of these stickers if you come in to visit so you can peruse it yourself. This one has a technology package, pretty rare. As a used car buyer here, I try to seek out the nicest pre-owned Infinitis I can find, and with the QX30s, if I find one of a tech package, I try to snap it up because it's rare. Option package, but a lot of people like the tech package because it has a lot of important safety features. Like, for one, it gives you blind spot warning, then you get lane departure warning, you have forward emergency braking, then you have the intelligent cruise control, which is the adaptive cruise control that goes with the flow of traffic, high beam assist, then you have an around view monitor, which is a 360-degree overhead camera, moving object detection, and then you have intelligent park assist. Then this one has a cafe theme package. That was a $17.50 option, giving you this brown Napa leather interior. Normally it's either a graphite interior or wheat interior. The cafe theme gives you this really beautiful brown interior, and this is the chestnut bronze exterior probably goes best with this interior color. So you get that. Then you get brown leather on the console and door trim with this nice contrast stitching. Then you have wood trim as well on the center console, then on around the door. And then you have a black Dynamica headliner, which is kind of like a suede cloth material. Obviously they don't use real suede because it's very sensitive to moisture and stuff like that, but it definitely feels like it's real suede. If I didn't know the difference, I would have a hard time telling. And then you have satin silver mirror caps. Then we have the LED package. That was a $1,000 option, giving you LED headlamps, active front lighting system, and enhanced LED interior ambient lighting. Then we have the navigation package. That was an $1,850 option. So this had an original MSRP of $45,495, and you could park this next to a QX30 luxury all-wheel drive, and they look very similar, but that QX30 Luxury would have a $35,000 MSRP, not a $45,500 MSRP. So it's important to look at the features, because obviously that's $10,000 in equipment that this one has versus another QX30 that might not have. So definitely compare that when you're doing your apples to apples. And of course, if you're shopping for a QX30, even if it's not from us, we'll be happy to pull you an option list so you can see what you're buying. Bose sound system, heated and power front seats. The QX30 was built in partnership with Mercedes. Unfortunately, had a short production run. 2019 was the last year of the QX30. They had a falling out, and I know it might be a little confusing. Why would Infiniti, you know, base one of their vehicles off a Mercedes platform? Well, it costs a lot of money to develop a car from the ground up, and it's actually more common than you might think. Like for instance, a new Toyota Supra is largely based on the BMW Z4. So QX30 partnered up with Mercedes to develop the QX30, which is largely based off the Mercedes-Benz GLA and CLA platform. Infiniti adds their own flavor, the styling, even the way the suspension is tuned is all done by the Infiniti engineers. The infotainment, a lot of the applications and stuff are more Infiniti than Mercedes. You have a dual clutch 7-speed automatic transmission to maximize performance and efficiency. You have 2 clutches, one for the even gears, one for the odd gears, so you can pre-select the next gear for very smooth and seamless gear changes. And this is the only Infiniti you can get with a dual clutch transmission. And it's basically just like an automatic transmission. The clutches are a little bit more efficient than a torque converter, which you find on a conventional automatic transmission. So it will shift gears on its own. But if you do want to shift gears, it does have steering wheel paddle shifters as well. And as you can imagine, with only 5,000 miles, it's in beautiful shape. This is the all-wheel drive model. Most of the QX30s that you'll find in our inventory are all-wheel drive because that's generally what people want in our neck of the woods. The QX30 all-wheel drive has more SUV-inspired styling versus the front-wheel drive, which has more car-like styling. You'll notice that the front end has a little bit more of a protruding chin on the lower front fascia. You have matte-colored fender flares right here. You have about an inch higher ride height. Unique wheel and tire package of the QX30, better suited for a wider variety of road conditions. Obviously, you're not going to go rock crawling in this like a Jeep Wrangler, but it's more than up to the task of driving in the snow or driving on some beat up dirt and gravel roads. The QX30 was the smallest Infiniti in our lineup, so if you're looking for a small luxury crossover, the QX30 is a great choice. Looks like we have the all-season floor mats as well as the regular carpet floor mats. Cargo area cover. You can fold those seats flat. You can remove this for extra cargo space. Very curvaceous, beautiful body. The QX30 has some of the most dramatic body contours that you'll find in a production automobile. Very curvaceous and chiseled body. It costs more money to add creases and folds like this in a vehicle, but Infiniti wanted to make this car look good. It's not like a domestic vehicle where they're building it as much to a budget, so Infiniti could afford to spend the extra money giving it a beautiful curvy, sexy body to make it look better, and I think they did. I think it really is a good looking vehicle. Heart of the QX30 is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This is a very common engine you'll find in a wide variety of Mercedes products. It makes 208 horsepower and about 250 pound-feet of torque. This is not a heavy vehicle, so you have plenty of acceleration and performance for a car like this. And then these satin mirror caps, that's also another feature you get with the Cafe Teak theme package. If you're in the market for one of the nicest pre-owned QX30s around, I think this is probably one of them. Maybe if there's a nicer one out there, share it with us, and I'd like to see what could possibly be nicer than this one. It's pretty hard to imagine what could be, but you never know. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you soon and have a wonderful day.